Hello. Okay, this is the work I gave you yesterday. So what I'll be doing today with you is I'll provide you with some of the techniques to solve different types of question. So as you can see, the progression of questions, it goes from easy to difficult. Question one is the most straightforward, and I'm sure most of you know how to do it. But in case you need help, so I'm just gonna touch base with few questions. Okay, so let's look at question one, for example. Okay, question one. So you see, you have 5 times 3a. So basically what you do, you just take number, times number, and then you put it there. Oh, look at my beautiful handwriting. And then you put a next to it. Haha. So this is how you are supposed to be solving question one. So as you look at question one, it's always like number with number and then the other letter. All right? Okay. So now let's progress to question number two. You see the difference is now question two, it has negative numbers. So you have to apply the integer rule. So I'm sure you still remember it, right? Right? Yeah, you remember it. So it's as simple as this. When you multiply two of the same signs, for example, positive times positive, like this one, I choose green this time, like this one. So of course the answer will be positive. Okay, we know that. That's the integer rule. When you multiply two of the similar signs, it's always positive, be it both positive or both negative. So that means the first one, the answer is 32xy. Done. Okay, now, but if you look at, for example, question G, so you can see that it has one negative number and one positive number. So when you multiply two over different signs, the final answer is always a negative. Okay, good. So the answer for question G is negative 18xy. Okay, so basically what I want you to realize is for question two, it has combinations of negative and positive numbers. So you have to make the right call if you apply the integer rule. So that's how we solve question two. Dun. Moving on to question number three. Okay, question three, it's a bit interesting because it has a combination of either a combined variables, for example, like pencil, red, like this one, or it gives you three different terms to be multiplied, like this one. So as you can see, from question 1 to until 3 now, it progresses bit by bit, right? Okay, so let's look at question 3C. And the way we solve it is you just multiply the numbers together first. So 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 6 is 72. So the answer is 72B. Done. Now, if you look at question G, now what has been repeated is you have letters, the combined one, and also a single another one there. So now for this one, mn actually represents only one mn. So 1 times 5 is 5, and then mn times n. So m and then n times n is n squared, right? Okay, so that's how you solve question 3. Let's look at some of the other examples. For example, question 3D. Okay, look at this. So what you have to solve is do it bit by bit. 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. And then negative 18 times negative 1 is positive 18. So the multiplication on the number part is done. Now the letter part, you don't have to even concern about the plus and minus sign because you've already solved it by multiplying the numbers in the first place. So the letter now should be x times y times x. So if you look at these two stages, you should be able to get x squared y. And then you multiply it with y. So it becomes x squared y squared. Ooh, my handwriting is getting nicer now. Yes. Okay, now that's the concept. That those are the skills that you need to have in mind when it comes to this type of questions from question 3. Question 4, nothing much of a difference. It's just that they are trying to test your understanding. For example, question 4H. Yellow. Okay, 4H. Look, why suddenly you have brackets? Like why? Because when you multiply two negatives and you put multiplication sign in between, you must be able to differentiate it by applying the brackets. Now, if you go back to integer rules, you know that negative times negative is a positive, so you don't have to worry much about it anymore. The answer, so 3 times 5 is 15. Ooh, I know my times tables. A times A is A squared. Done. Okay, let's look at a different question. This one, for example. The one without bracket. Okay, let's look at question G. Look, G. Okay, 5. You do the multiplication for numbers first, okay? So 5 times negative 2 is negative 20. And the negative 20 times negative 3 is positive 60. Now, the number part is done. You move on with the letter part. XY times X. Until here, you'll get X squared Y. And then you further multiply it with XY. So your final answer is X squared. No, X cube. And then Y squared. Look at my beautiful cube sign. Oh my God. Okay, now that's done. Question 5 is more or less the same. So basically, this whole video is just a guide for you to have guide you to have the right approach in solving the different questions in multiplying the different algebraic terms. I will upload the answers and you can check the rest, and I want you to upload it on Google Classroom. Never mind if you do it straight from the document or you're doing it from your exercise book. Just take a photo of it and upload it. Okay, now the next video will be some guides for you to do Algebra 2 document. Yeah.